light it.
What? You make...
It's mine. I saw you fill it up and I thought you were going to try and beat me to it.
All from Aquascape, and that's the water feature. Not gonna lie, I already know what it looks like. That's what you call the absolute hammer. Got her nice and level across that way. Got a whole barrel full of earth what I've took out. But it's hotter than a snake's ass in a chicken shed here today. And I ain't gonna lie, whew, it's that banging time of the evening before I light it. But the glistening coming off of that, they're all doing really well, to be honest. All of the fish have come over to say hello as well. They're like, what's going on? I bought the pond kit. Right, so now it's time to fill it up before I put all of this gravel over the top. Did actually buy the fire topper, see how it runs and see how we get on. I reckon it'll be a nice little feature looking right through at these koi. What are you saying, Mrs. Whisperer?
Nice.
Mrs. Whisperer, clear instructions. I've got to fit the light kit, but it does come with a remote control. And he's very kindly offered a 10% discount on anything on his website. Between that glass, on those backy showers, it really is cool. Hello everyone, welcome back. James the Koi Whisperer. So today coming up in this video, something a little bit different. So we recently visited a place called the Pond College. And the Pond College do loads of different water features, all from Aquascape, and it's pretty much endless of what you can come up with and what you can do and design really. This is an Aqua Basin 30, I believe. What you're seeing there, this needs to be dug out, put underneath the ground, and it's in effect a sustainable water feature. I bought the pond kit. I will leave the link in the description if anyone else wants to do the same. So it comes with the pump, and to be honest with you, that is the only thing really that you see. As additional extras, we did actually buy the fire topper to go on the top of it, and we did buy the lighting kit. This is a really posh lighting kit, I'm not going to lie. This was £170 for just one light kit. Like I was saying, it's far from cheap, but I'm giving an honest review on it. The product itself is really high quality. This is actually designed so you can walk over it. By the time this is buried into the ground, the only thing that you'll see is this thing right here. And Mrs. Koi Whisperer told me she wants it directly in front of the pond. It was down to her, she wanted to buy it. And I mean, I've spent more than enough money on buying stuff for my garden and koi over the years. And this is something that she wanted as a water feature. So I'm gonna get it all put together and we're gonna see what it looks like. But to start with, I just wanna open up the sphere out of the box. It is made from fiberglass. But I got to get the spade out in the wheelbarrow and do some digging because I've got to put that in the ground. So what you can see there in front of you, this is the actual water feature itself. It's made out of fiberglass, detail on it. The water that will be trickling down over here will put a really nice edge on it. And like I was saying about the fire that goes on the top, it actually sits on the top of that and then the water comes up underneath it, rolls down the side. And when we was at the Pond College, we did actually see some of these up and running on display, and I'm not going to lie, they really do look incredible. Mrs. Whisperer wanted it. She wanted it directly in front of her pond. If I could just say it's finished now, I wouldn't have to do any digging to get that dug into the ground underneath there, but I got to get some digging done. All of the koi in here giving us a lovely view. I'm not going to lie, they're all doing fantastic. But I just wanted to show you this really. Underneath, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but you can see that these are made out of fiberglass. This is the actual smallest one they do in the range, but that's enough yibbity yabbada. People would like to see what it looks like when it's all set up. All of the pump is all from Aquascape as well. Pull back the gravel, get some digging done, get that under the ground, then get the electrics in. Yibbity yabbada, jibbity jabbada. 3, 2, 1. Whew! It's certainly getting warm. So I've pulled back the gravel. I've took all of the pea chippings away. I got the wheelbarrow out and I've got to start digging. But it's hotter than a snake's ass in a chicken shed here today. And I ain't gonna lie, whew, I don't half love a good old dig. Right then, so she's all in. I've got her nice and level across that way. I've also got her nice and level across that way as well. You can see that right there. All I'm gonna do now, you can see the gap underneath. This side and there's a tiny little gap here. Basically what I've got a whole barrel full of earth what I've took out. I've got to get rid of that. I actually took out 2 barrelfuls. Got to find somewhere to put that. But I've got all this pea gravel that I took out, and I'm going to put all of this back in and it'll fill in all the void. So now it's time to fill it up before I put all of this gravel over the top, just to make sure it's dead level when it holds water, just to be 100% that I'm happy with it. Give it a dry run with that on it, make sure that it catches the water again, then hook up the pump and everything. It's got a 3-year warranty on it as well, so happy days. A little bit unsure on what you get with it. Looks like you get one of these fancy connections, and I do believe you can add different connections to this if you want to add extra features. That being said, it looks like a pretty straightforward basic pump. It's not a massive pump. It has got a plug on the end, so I don't have to worry about wiring it up. Looks like I've got some other bits of connections here as well, so we'll have a little bit of a play around and I'll see what I can come up with. Right, so I had a little look through the old instructions. I've pretty much come up with this sort of idea. I believe that the front's to change the speed of the pump, I'm not sure, but I'm going to test it out, see how it runs and see how we get on. The main reason I've put this here is so that I can run the pipe work straight in and up. Right, so it's far from finished, but that's the feature running flat out. I haven't put the fire topper in at the moment. You can see it is splashing over quite a bit, to be fair. Without a splash curtain, it is something as an additional extra. I don't believe I'd run it that fast, if you know what I mean. That's why I've got an access point there with this lid right there. So I have got an access point. It does look quite cool as a feature. Obviously it's far from finished, and I need to make sure it's dead level, because at the moment, the way it is, if you know what I mean, I can move it around. I need to get the chipping in there, bring the chipping up to the normal height where it needs to be, level out the top of this base. But I do think by putting the fire topper in there, it gives it this different effect. It slows the water down, but I can slow the water down with this as well. So I'll probably do that and have a look, and then I'm going to run the cable in a bit of tubing all the way along, just because this is a water feature, so it doesn't have to be on all of the time. Only if we have guests around maybe, or if we're sat in the garden and we just want it on for a few hours. I reckon it'll be a nice little feature looking right through at these koi. I won't run it as fast as this, but I'm going to get the fire topper in there now and just see what it does with the water, how it affects it more. Right then, I'm much happier with that now. Now it really does do a nice effect, and you can see now it doesn't actually overhang the drip tray as such. That really does like spread the water a lot more. It really does look like a cool feature. And the access point, if I do want to slow it down, I can. Just means that I have to pull back this little bit of gravel, access that, chuck it on there, and away we go. But I'm going to get all the gravel back on, level out the top to make sure I'm 100% level all the way around. Hopefully Mrs. Whisperer likes it and I get a few brownie points. So there she is. I've given all the gravel a bit of a clean down. She's working. Hopefully I'll get a few brownie points from Mrs. Whisperer. I'm going to get this one fired up later on and have a look, see what it looks like. The lighting and the fire is the main reason for it, to be honest with you. Just a little bit of an effect from back here. If you have a look, it does actually look quite nice. Centre of the window. When we get the fire in it later on, I reckon it will look the absolute hammer. Right, so I didn't actually manage to fit this light. To be fair, I forgot to fit the light. I'll wait until tomorrow to fit the light because the sunlight's dropping down and I want to test out the firelighter. To be honest with you, it's the main reason why I let Mrs. Whisperer buy it. I've been waiting for this moment after all of the digging and all of the sorting out. This is my favourite part. We bought this from Pond College as well. And Mark sells this on his website as well, so I'll leave the link below. And you need this to put into the top of that. And I've got the old safety lighter there ready, and I can't wait to get it started. Not gonna lie, I already know what it looks like because I had a little go. You just put a little bit of that into the top like that, and you wait until you see this. It's the absolute hammer, boy. I did read the old instructions, and you are supposed to let the sponge or whatever the wick is soak up for 5 minutes. Oi, Mrs. Whisperer, what are you doing?
I'm gonna light it.
What? You make?
It's mine. I saw you fill it up, and I thought you were gonna try and beat me to it. Ready?
Happy days. Check that out, look. That's the hammer, innit? Wait until later on. That really will look the absolute hammer.
Smells nice as well.
Do you like the smell of that, do you?
Yeah. Keeps the bugs away, doesn't
it does keep the bugs away, yeah. I like that. We're going to sit down here. Going to order up some Chinese.
Yeah, and sit outside next to the fire.
Happy days. That looks cool, that does. Really does look cool. You happy with it?
Yeah, I like it.
I did forget to add the light, so we'll add the light tomorrow.
Yeah, it's getting a bit late now.
Getting a bit late, yeah. Well, it's not like it's getting a bit late. I've got to pull all the stones back up and get it all sat in properly.
A bit late too. I want to chill and I can't have you making noises, can I?
Look at that though, that's the hammer. I do think we should get some like little ornaments or something either side.
Is there a candle in this one?
No, you can put a candle in there if you want. To be fair though, thinking about it, we could actually put that light inside of that and have it facing down on the water. That would be quite cool.
I'm going to go get a tea light.
It's the main reason why we bought it, because that looks really cool. And you can see how dry the gravel is there compared to the wet splash mark across the side there. That's why we have the Aqua Basin 35, or 30 should I say. If you was to go up a bigger model of sphere, then you would need to have a bigger Aqua Basin just for the splash. Is that designed for that?
Yeah.
Don't think that's going to work. You'll have to wait till later on. Do you know what the best thing to do, the safest thing to do? You're probably better to get an LED light to go in there, love.
Yeah, but you haven't sorted one out, so today we have a candle. A candle that doesn't light. Yay!
Yeah, that ain't going to do nothing.
I know, I need about 4 in there.
It might probably smoke out the backside of that, to be fair. The koi looked mega through there, through that flame though. What do you think of it, Jacob?
It's the hammer.
It's the hammer. And you doing a water test on your pond?
Yeah, I just need mum some help a minute.
Right, let's have a look and see what's going on. So for the people that don't know and new to the channel, Jacob recently built this pond because we've all got ponds now. And how was your results of your water test?
The pH was fine. Everything was fine until I did the nitrate and the ammonia.
And what was up with that?
The ammonia is on 0.5, 0.1-ish kind of thing. And the nitrate was dark pink in seconds. So we just did a quick test on the water coming in. That's fine. But I just need to do a water change quickly. And
add some new water, yeah, definitely. That's down to new pond syndrome. No matter, even if you had beneficial bacteria. I'll tell you what though, Jake, check out the flame on the shower filters with the new burner that we've got.
Oh yeah,
that looks mega actually. That really does look cool. So you can see the reflection coming off of here. So this evening it will be mega. All of the rest of the fish are doing fantastic, but that really does look the hammer. Well made up with that. Happy days. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, that's what you call the absolute hammer. So this is how I spend my evenings, chilling by the fire. Jake's currently doing a water change. There ain't no koi there for me to have a look at, but I'm gonna get stuck into this. Mrs. Whisperer's about to come out as well. Happy days. Get in my belly. What are you saying, Mrs. Whisperer?
It's nice just to relax out here, isn't it?
Definitely. Well impressed with that, and we're going to finish it off tomorrow and make it look a little bit better. Right, so I'm back with the light kit. Mrs. Whisperer, clear instructions. I've got to fit the light kit. That being said, I've got to dig up all the gravel again and get it back to the plug. So I'll get this all sorted out, get it sat in situ, and show you what it's all about in a minute. One thing I do like, I am going to add, it's not a cheap light, it's quite expensive, but it does come with a remote control. And there is other lights in the range. You can see mine down there, but there's lights in the range where you can add on additional lights and you get a smart hub. And then basically what you can do with it is that you can do everything off of your mobile phone. So that's something for me to look into, but for now I'm happy with this one. I will show you what it looks like later on. Positioned it so it faces towards there, so you'll get the effect later on. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, this looks wicked, this does. And to be fair with you, just before I wait for the old darkness to come to show you this in all of its glory, I just wanted to add, I just got off the phone to Mark and he's very kindly offered a 10% discount on anything on his website. If you guys want to check it out, use my unique code, JamesKoi. I'll pin it up there. Can you see it? That's the code you got to use. But that's anything from his website. So if you're looking to build a pond or a water feature or add lights or anything really, just have a look on his website. Absolutely anything. That offer does end on the 18th of August 2024. So if you see this video after this time, you ain't going to be able to get the discount code. But if you see it before, winner winner, chicken dinner. That being said, I'm going to wait till it gets dark and I'll show you what it looks like in the dark. Right then, ladies and gents, it's that banging time of the evening and I wanted to show you before I light it. It will look a little bit better later on as well when it gets a little bit darker, but the glistening coming off of that looks the absolute hammer. If you look down that way, it gives you a bit of a blur, but from all the way around this side of the garden, sorry about my footsteps, I'm rocking out with socks on and this gravel's quite painful on the feet. But yeah, all the way around it, you don't get blinded by the light. So when I'm sat over here, it looks the absolute hammer. Looking into them big bad boys, they're doing absolutely fantastic, may I add. But that's a nice little touch. Me and Mrs. Whisper are thinking we're not finished yet. There's loads of little things and features you can do with these water features. I mean, in effect, really, I mean, I could send some water up the wall and get it trickling down over the wall. As long as it returns back into that aqua basin at the bottom, aqua basin 30, you can do whatever you want. I could add some rocks in there, some slate. I might even add a little bit more light in yet. I'm not really sure. But these lights, they are mega expensive, I'm not going to lie, but they're designed to go inside of the pond if you want to. You can completely submerge them with water if you want to. They've got a hell of a warranty on them. I believe it's a 5-year warranty, so that's something to bear in mind if you do think they are expensive. I mean, me personally, I know they are expensive, but the 5-year warranty on them, and it sort of pays for itself, because like in here, I've popped one of those solar lights in here. Sorry about this. Go on then, eat your food. Get some munch down your son. We haven't had a bit of a nighttime evening view, to be fair, for a little while, so this is a nice little touch. They're all doing really well, to be honest. I've had a bit of a rough start to the season. The season's coming to the end, even though it only feels like it's just started. But yeah, they're all doing really well. There is one fish I was a little bit concerned of, which was big bucks, the Sankey. Just got some sort of blister or wart or something come up on its nose, and I'm not really sure what it is. I'll see if I can get it. I know we're talking about the light and it's a complete different subject, but I don't know if you can see that on its nose. I'll see if I can get you a better shot in another video maybe. But it looks like a wicked witch wart come up on its nose, and I've never seen anything like it before. And I don't really want to be putting the net in, spooking them about, when at the moment they're all doing really well. Water clarity is absolutely bang on. That's down to the old NT Labs food. I really do rate that stuff. NT Labs growth. I mean, they're feeding 6 times a day. I know the biological media that I've got in the showers with the mountain tree lotus root really does help me out as well. Doesn't seem to matter what I feed these fish or how much I feed them. Here we go. We might get you a bit of a better look. Can you see that? Just looks like it's got a wart on its nose. And it's the only one that don't want to come up and show itself off. But anyway, let's get back to this light, because this is getting more and more effective as the evenings drop in. And I think there's one thing left for me to do. I can't find my safety lighter, so I'm going to use this one. But this is the main reasons why we bought this feature. It's really nice sound as well. There she blows. There she blows, boy. I gotta take this out the shop before I show you. Oh, I'll just pop this up here. All of the fish have come over to say hello as well. They're like, what's going on? You trying to burn me, Dad? That being said, I'm gonna perch myself down here, because this is my favourite spot of the garden, because I get to view this and this all from the same scenery. What I do like about it, what I like about it the most, to be fair, the reflection that's given off between that glass on those backy showers, it really is cool. It's a wicked way to spend an evening. I mean, a lot of you know I don't watch TV. Very minimal TV that I watch. I do watch a lot of other people's YouTube videos, what they put out and what they're up to. But what I watch the most is that TV screen there and that TV screen there. And now adding a different element to it, fire and water, is something that it just ticks all the boxes for me. I can sit out here, relax, chill out, edit some movies. But to be fair, I generally have a cut-off time now these days. It gets to around this time in the evening and I decide to turn everything off and just have a bit of the Koi Whisperer time, because it is well needed. A lot of you know I put out a lot of content, I produce a lot of content, and it all takes a lot of time to make and edit and do all those yibbity yabbada things, but I'm well happy with that. It is an expensive item, but I highly recommend it. I do think it's quality, and I do think it gives you that wow factor in the garden. Something when people come round, they say, where did you get that from? Where did you buy that? That's really cool. I like that. And it's the main reason why I bought it, because I do think it's really cool. Like I said, it is expensive, but I'm not telling everyone to buy it. If you want to buy it, go and use your discount code, get 10% off. I didn't save 10%, but you guys can certainly save 10%. And I do want to add, I did pay for that item myself. And yeah, more than happy with it. I wouldn't recommend something if it weren't no good, and that is certainly good. So that being said, I'm going to enjoy these bad boys, and I'm going to enjoy these bad boys and chill out with a cup of tea. But I'll do a video about this guy's nose, because I don't know what it is. Has anyone seen anything like that before? Because it looks like it's about to blow up, and it looks like there's another mark on him there, so I might need to bow that fish up, because it's the only one that looks a bit dodgy. The rest of them are doing fantastic. So yeah, on that note guys, I'm going to chill out with this, and if I don't see you in a week, I'll see you for a window, and thank your mother for the pond college. Happy days.